Fellow Toastmaster guests, before I begin, I want to make sure all of you can see me and hear me. I'm spotlighting myself as the host of the meeting. So if you have any technical difficulty, please put in the chat box. Today, I would like to speak about culture. Now, this is a subject that can be sensitive to individuals because we all come from all walks of life. How do we follow through the Toastmaster guideline on integrity, respect, service, and excellence in culture? And today I want to give you a vision that I've developed, a course that I'm developing through one of our Toastmaster member, Toastmaster Bob Churler, to develop a course that can connect people with all walks of culture, all walks of life. Before I even begin the speech, I want to test out some feature on Zoom. I've been involving a lot of Zoom training, Zoom host, and I've been following Toastmaster Sandra, your area director, very closely on her training book. So I want to tell you a story without me involved. So you're not going to be able to see me for a minute or so. I want to show you some picture through my virtual background. Again, if you have questions or cannot see the picture, please raise your hand or put in the chat box so you will not see me momentarily. I want to take you a journey to where I first began, Hong Kong. It's a city that I grew up with about 8 million people. Hong Kong is a financial hub, an industrial city, and also it is globally connected. This picture was actually taken about 5 years ago because I haven't been back for such a long time. During my stay in Hong Kong, I enjoyed the freedom, the liberty, and also a democratic value that's highly injected into our society from the West. Now, if anybody knows, Hong Kong is also part of China. So we have a blend of East and West. There is a combustion of culture between Oriental and the Western influences. An example of that is how we worship. If you look at our religion, we are not primarily Christian or Catholic, but we trust in a different God. So this is an example. It is a statue of a Lord that protects the sea, that protects the seafaring trade. If you know Hong Kong, it is right next to an ocean. Hong Kong before was a British colony. About 150 years ago, we were a seafaring city, a seafaring village, I should say. It was a fishing village. There are a lot of issues with disaster, natural disaster, and it crafted people's belief towards a sea god, kind of like the Aquaman that you saw in the movie, somebody who protect the trade. Another thing about Hong Kong is we have a lot of worship going on. You saw a lot of temples, a lot of museums and things that we worship. And most of them are actually facing the ocean. I know I didn't get a good shot of it. And the other important element of culture is we believe our ancestor. This is a typical cemetery in Hong Kong. How is it different? Or maybe it's similar to the West because this is taken on a bridge towards a Christian-based cemetery base. Again, you will see an injection between East and West. When I come to the United States, I find myself a little bit lost. I want to reconnect myself better with my Chinese root, my Oriental root. So when I was residing in Cincinnati, Ohio, I actually attended several events, one of which is called the Terracotta Museum. Look like this. It's actually based in Xi'an, China, and those statues represented a warrior spirit back in the Qing dynasty over 30,000 years ago. This has been a long-lasting tradition for a lot of Asian demographic. I know today we have Toastmaster Dene from Cambodia, Toastmaster David Yin from the Korean Peninsula. We all share this mentality of hard work, tenacity, and perseverance. This is something that I want to educate, I want to preach, and I want to expand the cultural influence. We also have a lot of performance. This is actually a drum recital in Cincinnati during the event. And I'm honored to be one of their tour guides. I was actually teaching a tour on Cincinnati to talk about what does China look like 4,000 years ago. These are the character. These are the first words that's invented in the civilization. bring home, I would like to share a little bit about my vision of the course. Now you might see me dressed a little bit differently now. I did a quick wardrobe change behind the screen. And I want you to see me, visualize it, that you're meeting somebody different. Not because their attire or what they wear, but deep down within them. How do they contribute culturally? My vision for developing this course is beyond Toastmasters International. I would like to build a culturally diverse community. And my vision for my course is to connect and bridge the cultural gap through communication, collaboration, and community. If you listen closely, how many C did I mention? The words begin with a C. There are 4. Connect, communication, collaboration, and community. This is my vision, and to connect and to bridge the cultural gap. What inspired me on this is perhaps Toastmaster Bob Churler, who offered me a book to read called The Girl and the Baggage Claim. This is an author coming from the same country. She has a lot of baggage, and she talked about the Asian paradox. And I would like to educate not just Toastmaster, but American to a better understanding, especially during this turbulent time with the pandemic, with COVID-19, how we can better work together. I know some of you may not have that experience working internationally. Some of you grew up here in Cleveland. Cleveland itself is a very diverse city. Why are we not working together? Imagine our workplace, our personal life, Toastmaster, professional life. Is it best to work together to solve a common enemy or to combat the COVID-19? This is my vision. I'm going to repeat again, to connect and bridge the cultural gap through communication, collaboration, and community. And my last question to you, fellow Toastmaster and guest, will you help and support me in this endeavor? Mr. Toastmaster.